Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, with my review of the LEGO Star Wars 2020 TIE Fighter Pilot Helmet set. Very beautiful there. This set was provided to me for free by the LEGO Group, so thank you to them, and that is my disclosure. We have set number 75274 down there, recommended for ages 18 and up, with 724 pieces. In the United States, this set costs $60, along with the other two helmet sets that were released alongside it, the Stormtrooper and Boba Fett, both of which you can find reviews of on my channel. 18 and up is very much a marketing term here and really doesn't mean anything as far as the toughness of the build. I find the builds on these to be rather easy, perhaps on the level of a Brickhead's, just a little bit more difficult, but still, just 18 plus is more of a marketing thing than anything actually pertinent to what the set is when it's being built. The set looks great on its black box art. I love what they've got going on for these helmet sets. I don't really love the red hue that they have going on behind him. The Boba Fett has a white hue, and I like that a lot better. Just don't love the red there. I think the white would have contrasted a lot better with the black. You have the Imperial insignia up there. Top of the box says TIE Fighter Pilot as well. Kind of same thing with the one piece in actual size. Side of the box there, pretty blank. Other side of the box has the TIE Pilot helmet there, as well as the name, the Helmet Collection. I think that's a really nice name. 40th Anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, as all three of the Helmet Collection sets are, at least as of now. The back of the box shows a helmet in a different angle, as well as a couple of images of the actual TIE Fighter Pilot that the helmet is based off, which is pretty cool. Also, a small note about this set that LEGO sent me for free: it has thumb tabs. However, the Boba Fett that I purchased in Target has tape. I realize that I really hate thumb tabs now. The instruction manuals for this new helmet collection are great. It shows off the build beautifully, nicely bound as well. You open it up and you're actually greeted to a nice bit of writing about the actual in-universe character, in this case the TIE Fighter Pilot, and it looks great there. You have this very beautiful white text on black, easy to read if you want to pause it, and then on the right side you're going to get a nice picture of the TIE Pilot helmet, which is just amazing there. It looks so beautiful. As we move over, you'll see the brick separator how-to guide for all of our adults that are buying the set, and then we have the 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 bags there showing you exactly what that be turning into as far as the build process goes, and then it gets into the build process, and outside of that, there's nothing really spectacular about the instructions. I just like what they've got going on in the front there, and then on the back says feedback and win, so you could win something if you give them some feedback. If I could describe this helmet in one word, and I can because this is my video, I would say it is sleek. I think the black works really well for a Stormtrooper style helmet like this. I would love, I should mod this into a Death Trooper helmet. I wonder if I could get like some green bits, throw them on the front there, and that wouldn't look too far off. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe I'll look into that, because the Death Trooper is another really cool black Stormtrooper style helmet. We go top down on the TIE Fighter Pilot here. We start out with some very nice printed Imperial logos there, and I think these are going to get used a lot in mocks because they are really nice, and I think they're going to work out really well for a lot of people as far as builds go. So those are on there, and they are at a slight angle because they're actually clipped in there with some nice like ball joint pieces, so they can't move at all, interestingly enough. Like, they are really tight in there, but they do come in at a really nice angle to give it a nice look and help round off the helmet. It is mostly studded on the exterior. There's essentially one main stripe here that works its way back down the helmet, and that is tiled off all the way through and down to the back of the helmet there. However, the rest of it's going to be studs outside. And as you move your way down the side of the helmet here, you find like where the ear is supposed to be, and then it moves down in some of the tubing here. There's no markings or anything on the side of this helmet like there are on the Stormtrooper helmet, but still looks pretty nice there. And then you get into the main tubing that's going to be like the tubes for his air or whatever it's going to be, running down into his chest plate, which is not obviously part of this build. I kind of wonder if anybody's going to build the rest of some of these characters, because I don't think that's out of the question as far as a mock could go. As far as his mouth goes, it's printed in the middle there. However, the 1x2 tiles on the side are stickers, which I find to be quite ridiculous to use such a combination. And the real thing is, and this is a bigger problem on the Stormtrooper, but you need to make sure that you put the sticker close to the print. Otherwise, you'll have a pretty large gap there, and you don't want that. So I would be very careful. I would look at the instructions, maybe look a step ahead to see where you're going before you put a sticker on, to make sure you put the sticker close to the correct side so that it will line up better than it may otherwise. You just want to be careful with that. His eyes are pretty menacing, although they kind of get lost in the rest of the build. Like, you really can't even tell they're there, to be honest. It's just not super obvious to me. And then working your way all the way down to the bottom of the stand, it says TIE Fighter Pilot with the LEGO Star Wars logo, and that is printed. So the only stickers on the set are there and there. Everything else is printed, which kind of irks me. Like, why not just print those at this point, right? Like, you did everything else. The stand for the TIE Fighter Pilot Helmet is not exactly the same as the ones that we get with Stormtrooper and Boba Fett. This one has a little bit of a different look to it because the tubes actually run into it, which is not something you're going to see on those other characters. It's actually kind of neat to see that. I really like the build process for these stands as well. It's just kind of an intriguing thing to put together. And with our light on, you can actually see up and inside the TIE Fighter Pilot's helmet a little bit, and there is quite a bit of color inside the build, and that makes the build process a lot easier to follow. Unfortunately, in some cases, it just will show through, but in most cases, you won't notice it, right? Like, mostly it's fine, but again, you can still see it through some small gaps in the paneling or armor of the helmet, whatever. So that definitely can be a problem, but isn't the end of the world. The TIE helmet stacks up pretty nicely compared to the other helmets. It actually has significantly more pieces than either the Stormtrooper or Boba Fett because he does have this extra bit of an apparatus down here. This is probably like 50 pieces in and of itself, and there's just a little bit more going on, I feel like, on this build than the other builds, although you don't really notice it because it's in all black, so it all kind of blends together. So it works out nicely size-wise. It might be the best value as far as price per piece goes, but you might find more value out of a character that you find more iconic like Boba Fett or Stormtrooper. That being said, compared to last year's $40 helmet sets or bust sets, I think the helmet sets for 2020 are a way better value. You can see the size and detail difference is off the charts. The displayability, I think, on these is much greater than this little wimpy thing now. So I must say, I think they've knocked it out of the park with these helmet sets, but let me give you my final thoughts on our TIE Pilot helmet. I would be hard-pressed to not say that this is an excellent display set. For $60, you're getting 724 pieces, so you're under that 10-cent per piece magical number. This set just exudes sleekness, right? Like, it's just such a clean, all-black design. Now, my one issue with that is that over time, this is going to get dusty. And I think right now it looks beautiful. Right now that I just built it, got it out of the box, and it's brand new, it's a beautiful-looking thing. However, I think in, a year, 2 years, this thing is going to be a little grayer, and I don't think that's going to look quite as good. And even if you do dust it, you're never going to quite get it back to that original shine. So I would maybe recommend trying to get some type of case for the set or something like that so that it is not exposed to the dust that will probably destroy it. You don't want that. So I will say, really nice set, but you're probably going to want a case for it, which is going to cost you even more because otherwise it ain't going to look so nice in 6, 12, 24 months. Down the line, it's definitely going to take some damage. Beautiful set overall, though. Absolutely a premium product and one that I'm going to rate a 9 out of 10. I'm just worried how this one will age. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. You can check out my other LEGO Star Wars 2020 set reviews with the link in the description or on the end card now.